I was standing in the rusty Anchor pub, breathing in the smell of fried onions and spilled beer that felt as cozy as an old blanket. It was my 50th birthday and the dimly lit room was packed with 25 people, high school friends, a couple of aunts, the guys from the warehouse where I've been hauling boxes for 15 years, and, surprisingly, my daughters. Lydia, 29, Tessa, 26, and Mara, 23, called me a couple weeks ago, their voices sounding excited, and said they wanted to throw me a party. I'm not one for hoopla. Most of my life I've just kept my head below my shoulders, paid my bills, tried to be dependable. But 50 is somehow meaningful, like I deserve an evening to feel alive. When Lydia said, "We've got it all planned, Dad," I allowed myself to hope that after all these years of separation, they wanted to get close again. The pub is a cozy little place with wooden walls and flashing neon signs, and it's kept by Tessa's friend Jake. I put on a new second-hand flannel shirt, nothing fancy but I liked it. For the first hour I even enjoyed myself. I drank lager, chatted to Pete about how we used to wreck motorcycles as kids, and laughed when Aunt Rita spilled her gin and tonic on the bar. My girls snickered through the crowd and then Colleen, my ex-wife, showed up. That should have alerted me. We'd barely spoken since she'd left 6 years ago, claiming I was too predictable. But she gave me a strained smile and said, "For the girls' sake," and I decided to ignore it. Maybe she decided to be polite. At about 8:30, Lydia tapped her spoon on her glass, her dark hair glistening in the light of the lamps. "Friends, we have something special for Daddy," she said with a smile. Tessa dimmed the lights and Mara pulled out a fold-out screen. I got a twinge in my stomach. I thought they'd found old pictures, maybe of me teaching them to ride bikes or grilling burgers by the lake. The projector buzzed and I leaned back, ready for some sweet nostalgia. But instead, I got a 15-minute kick in the butt called The Disappointments of Daniel Harper, a legacy of defeat. Colleen's voice, cold and sharp, sounded like a documentary. Daniel Harper, a failed husband, a failed father, a failed man. Photos flashed on the screen, the rusty pickup truck I'd bought that broke down a month later, the night I'd missed Tessa's show because of a shift change, the unfinished shed I'd abandoned. And then it got worse. Colleen lowered her voice, telling me how I never satisfied her, how she faked it for 14 years. People giggled as the muddy vacation imagery flowed, and it ended with my girls Lydia, Tessa, and Mara standing together and announcing that they were changing their last name to Colleen's maiden name, O'Connell. "Better no father than one who was never around," Lydia said, and her words sounded clipped. I sat clutching my glass, my face burning. Half the room laughed nervously, half stared, waiting for me to snap. I've been someone who doesn't make a scene for 50 years, so I didn't. I stood up, calmly said, "Thanks for coming, everybody. Appreciate it." And walked out, past the bar, past a dazed Pete, into the night. Drove home, parked, and sat in the dark living room, staring at the peeling wallpaper until it dawned. That was Saturday. Now it's Tuesday and the phone hasn't gone silent. I haven't looked yet. It's Thursday morning now and I'm sitting in my kitchen, the clock ticking past 4 a.m. My phone's been vibrating like a trapped wasp since Monday, texts, calls, voicemails piling up from Lydia, Tessa, Mara, and Colleen. I haven't answered. I can't. The linoleum's cold under my bare feet, and the coffee I made an hour ago is just sitting there, untouched, while I try to make sense of what happened at that damn party. 50 years old, half a century of grinding it out, keeping the lights on, being the guy who doesn't complain, and this is what I get. I turned 50 last Saturday, thought it'd be a fresh start, but instead I'm staring at the wreckage of everything I thought I'd built. I don't even know why I'm writing this down. Lydia set up this Reddit account for me years ago when she thought I needed a hobby, back when she still talked to me like I mattered. I barely use it, but tonight, with my phone buzzing and my head spinning, I need to get this out. I was married to Colleen for 14 years, and it's been 6 since she walked out, saying I was too dull to keep her spark alive. Fine, whatever, I let it go. We've got 3 daughters. Lydia's 29, Tessa's 26, Mara's 23. When we split, they stuck with her. I get it. They were teens and she was the cool mom who'd say yes to late nights and new phones while I was the buzzkill telling them to finish homework and save their allowance. I tried to stay in their lives. Birthday texts, Christmas calls, awkward lunches where I felt like I was auditioning for a role I'd already lost. It was never enough. 3 weeks ago, Lydia called, all chipper, saying they wanted to throw me a party for the big 5-0. I was floored, thought maybe they'd realized I wasn't immortal, that this could be our shot to fix things. I even bought that flannel shirt, feeling like a fool for getting my hopes up. The party was fine at first, decent beer, good wings, people clapping me on the back. Then that video hit and it's been replaying in my head ever since. Colleen narrating my failures, my girls ditching my name like it's trash. Harper's not good enough for them anymore, I guess. They laughed, everyone did, while I sat there like a deer in headlights. Now they're blowing up my phone because they need me to sign some papers for their name change to O'Connell. Tessa left a voicemail yesterday, her voice sharp. "You're being childish, Dad, ignoring us like this." Childish? Meh. The guy who paid for Lydia's car when she crashed hers, who sent Tessa money for rent when she was short, who covered Mara's braces when Colleen forgot? I wasn't perfect, worked too much, missed some school plays, but I was there with cash every time they called. My buddy Pete says I should sign and cut them loose. Aunt Rita thinks I should talk to them, figure out why they hate me so much. I don't know what I want. I'm not just hurt, I'm pissed. 6 years of swallowing their crap and they ambush me like that? I've always been the one who bends, who forgives. Maybe that's the problem. My phone buzzes again, Colleen this time. I turn it face down and stare at the wall. I need to figure out what the hell I'm doing. It's been a week since that disaster of a party and I've gone quiet. Phone off, work skipped, just me and my thoughts in this creaky house. The silence is loud, but it's what I need to get my head straight. I'm not the type to fly off the handle, never have been, probably why Colleen called me boring to a room full of people I know. But sitting here, staring at the chipped paint on my kitchen cabinets, I'm starting to see things differently. My daughters and their mother think they've got me figured out. Good old Daniel, the pushover who'll take their kicks and keep coming back. They're wrong. Something's brewing in me and it's not just anger, it's a plan. I've been piecing together the truth they don't think I'll ever use. Lydia, my oldest, the one who kicked off that video, she's been leaning on me hard. For the last 2 years, I've been wiring her $900 a month to cover her condo payment. She and her boyfriend, Nate, bought a place they couldn't afford, all glass walls and a view she brags about on Instagram. She told Colleen I just helped with the deposit, but nah, I'm the reason they've got that rooftop deck. Tessa's got her own mess. She's into those online slot games, spins away her paychecks, then calls me crying when the rent's due. I've bailed her out 3 times in the last 18 months, $5,000 total, and she doesn't even know I know about the gambling. And Mara, my baby girl, she's in her last year of college and I've been paying her tuition since Colleen's savings mysteriously dried up. That's $12,000 a year plus her dorm fees, all from my overtime checks. They think I'm their safety net, but after that party, I'm done being the fool. So I turned my phone back on yesterday, let it buzz with their messages. Lydia nagging about the papers, Tessa whining, Mara guilting me with, "We just want what's best." I called them back, one by one, voice all shaky like I was breaking. "I just want to understand," I said, "I still love you girls." They bought it, hook, line, sinker. I suggested dinner, just us and Colleen, to work things out. They jumped at it so fast I almost laughed. Lydia picked this fancy sushi place near her condo. Probably assumes I'll foot the bill like always. Last night was the dinner. I showed up looking rough, unshaven, old jacket, playing the part of the broken dad. They were all there, smug as hell. Colleen gave me these fake pity looks like she was sorry for me, while the girls took turns explaining the party. Lydia said it was tough love, Tessa claimed it'd wake me up, and Mara just nodded along, picking at her tempura. I kept my head down, nodding, wiping my eyes like I was about to cry. Inside, I was clocking every word, every smirk, every time Colleen chuckled too loud at their jabs. They didn't ask how I felt, not once. They just wanted those papers signed, wanted to twist the knife a little more. So I gave them what they expected. Pulled out a pen, signed the name change forms right there over dessert, mumbling, "I get it, I'm sorry I let you down." They smiled, satisfied like they'd won. I got home, sat on my couch and grinned into the dark. They've got no idea what's coming. I've been their doormat for years, but I'm not anymore. This was just the setup. Phase 1 starts tomorrow. It's been 3 days since that sushi dinner and I've set the wheels spinning. I'm sitting in my living room now, the TV off, just listening to the hum of the fridge while my phone lights up with their panic. I played the defeated dad at that table, signed their precious name change papers, let them think they'd crushed me for good. They walked out of that restaurant smug, but they didn't know I'd already decided. No more. I've been their bank for years, taking their crap with a smile, and that party was the last straw. So I went home that night, logged into my accounts and pulled the plug. First Lydia. I canceled the automatic $900 transfers to her condo account. She's been living high on my dime, pretending she's got it all together while I'm quietly keeping her afloat. Next Tessa. I blocked her number. No more late-night sob stories about rent when she's blown it all on slots. I've got screenshots of her begging texts from the last bailout. She doesn't know I saved them. And Mara, I stopped the tuition payment I'd set up for this semester. It's not due for a month, but the college will notice soon enough. Then I took it a step further. Tessa's boyfriend, Ryan, doesn't know about her gambling. I emailed him a folder with those texts and a screenshot of her casino app balance. Subject line, "What Tessa's hiding." I hit send, shut my laptop and slept better than I have in years. The fallout hit fast. Lydia called yesterday 15 times, after her condo payment bounced. Left a voicemail, voice cracking, saying the bank sent a notice and Nate's freaking out because they're hosting his parents next week. "Dad, how could you do this?" she wailed like I'm the bad guy. Not my problem anymore. Mara texted me nonstop this morning. Her college sent an email about an unpaid balance, and she's flipping between, "Please fix this," and "You're ruining my life." And Tessa? Ryan must have gotten my email because she left a screaming message at 2 a.m. "You've destroyed everything, you selfish bastard." Said Ryan dumped her and she's crashing at a friend's place. Colleen's in on it too. Texted me a novel about how the girls are in crisis, and I need to stop being petty. The woman who narrated my bedroom failures to a laughing crowd has the nerve to call me petty. I don't feel bad, not a flicker. For 6 years I've been their ATM, wiring money while they sneered at me thinking I'd just take it forever. That party was their victory lap and I let them have it, right up until I didn't. Tessa calling me selfish from a friend's couch, after I've shelled out thousands to save her ass? Lydia whining about her condo when I've paid half her mortgage? Mara acting like I owe her a degree after she trashed me on a projector screen? They thought I'd cave like always. They were wrong. I'm not done yet. This is just phase 1, consequences for what they did. I've got more up my sleeve, nothing crazy, just enough to make them feel the weight of their choices. Pete called me today, said I'm finally growing a spine at 50. Maybe he's right. My phone buzzes again, Lydia this time. I let it ring. I'm not their doormat anymore. I'm the guy who's done playing nice. It's been a month since I flipped the switch on them, and the chaos has settled into a dull roar. My phone's quieter now, but the girls and Colleen have been scrambling. Lydia's condo's on the brink, Tessa's single and broke, Mara's barely hanging on to school. They've been calling less, but I knew they'd jump at a chance to reel me back in. So last Sunday I texted them all the same thing: "Let's make this right. Come to my place Saturday at noon. I'll order food." They agreed so fast it was almost funny, like moths to a flame, thinking I'd crack and start writing checks again. I spent the week planning phase 2 and yesterday it went down. I cleaned the house Saturday morning, not for them but for me. Dusted the shelves, swept the floors, even changed the guest bed sheets though no one was staying. Old habits, I guess. I ordered a spread from the Thai place down the road: Lydia's pad Thai, Tessa's green curry, Mara's spring rolls, Colleen's mango sticky rice. Cost me $80 with delivery, but it was worth it for the setup. They showed up right on time. Colleen first, 20 minutes early, probably hoping to corner me. The girls rolled in at noon looking like hell. Lydia's got bags under her eyes, Tessa's unshaven and twitchy, Mara's thinner than I've ever seen. Colleen's still polished, but her smile's tight. I played host, passed out plates, poured water, asked about the rain like nothing's wrong. They were antsy, waiting for me to bring up money. Once they'd piled their plates, I said, "Got a little presentation for you." Their faces froze, confusion then dread. I hooked my laptop to the TV, fumbled with the HDMI like always, and hit play. It was their party video, the disappointments of Daniel Harper. Every humiliating second. I'd asked Jake at the pub for a copy, said it was for memories. Colleen's voice filled the room, listing my failures, the girl's scripted bit about dumping my name, the crowd's laughter. I didn't say a word, just watched them squirm for 15 minutes. When it ended, I handed them each a folder with their names in Sharpie. Lydia's had records of every condo payment I'd made, $21,600 over 2 years, plus a letter saying I'm done, no repayment expected. Tessa's was packed with her gambling texts, casino screenshots, and a note that I'd signed her up for a free counseling program. She just has to go. Mara showed 2 years of tuition payments, $24,000, and a receipt proving I'd covered this semester's balance. My last dime for her. Colleen's hit hardest. Photos of her with her yoga instructor from before the divorce, time-stamped, the ones I never used in court to spare the kids. They flipped through their folders, silent while I spoke. I sold Mom's old house last week, I said. You thought it'd be yours someday. It's not. Then I slid over my own surprise. Legal papers changing my last name to my mom's maiden name, Callahan. If Harper's not good enough for you, it's not for me either. Lydia stammered it was a joke. Tessa said they meant to motivate me, Mara cried. Colleen tried the We're Family card, reaching for my hand. I pulled back. Stay eat, I said, grabbing my jacket. Lock up when you're done. Lydia asked where I was going. Lunch date, I said and left. I've been seeing Karen, a widow from my hiking group. It's new, slow but real. They don't know that Daniel yet. It's been a month since that Thai food showdown, and I'm sitting on my couch with a beer, the house quiet except for the hum of the fridge. My phone's not blowing up anymore, just a stray text here and there. Reddit's been wild though. My last post about Phase 2 got thousands of comments. Some folks called me a hero, others said I'm a jerk for cutting off my girls. One guy dubbed it a Gen X revenge tale, which made me laugh. I'm not even that old, but I'll take it. People keep asking if I'm okay if I've talked to Lydia, Tessa, or Mara. It's complicated, but I'm not drowning in regret. For the first time in years I feel like I'm breathing. The aftermath's been a mess, but it's their mess now. Lydia's condo's in foreclosure. She and Nate were already behind before I stopped paying. She showed up here last week, eyes red, spinning some story about Nate needing therapy from the stress. Like that's my fault. Tessa's a wreck. Ryan's gone for good and she's bouncing between friends' couches, texting me drunk rants at 3 a.m. about how I'll die alone. Real charming, coming from the girl who lost $10,000 on slots last year. Mara's on academic probation. Couldn't register for classes with her balance unpaid. She emailed my boss, of all people, claiming I'm unhinged and neglecting her. My boss, Mike, just forwarded it with a? He's known me too long to buy that crap. Colleen's been working the family grapevine, telling everyone I'm having a midlife crisis. Typical. When she can't control me, she paints me as the villain. I'm done with the noise. After that meeting, I turned off notifications and started planning something for me, a trip to Acadia National Park next month. Always wanted to hike there, but Colleen thought tents were gross. I've been texting Karen more too. She's got a dry humor that cuts through my gloom, and we're meeting for coffee tomorrow. It's not a big romance yet, just two people who get what it's like to start over. My 51st birthday's coming next year and I'm already picturing it. Solo, maybe by a campfire, no one narrating my screw-ups. The girls haven't given up entirely. Lydia's gone quiet, probably too proud to beg. Tessa's anger's cooling into silence. But Mara texted yesterday just one line, "Can we talk sometime, just us?" It hit me harder than I expected. She's the youngest, maybe she was just following her sister's lead. I'll probably say yes eventually, see if there's anything worth salvaging. I'm not holding my breath though. Cutting them off hurts, don't get me wrong, they're my daughters, but it's a pain I can live with. 6 years of being their punching bag and piggy bank and I finally stood up. That's worth something. I'm not saying I'm perfect. Maybe I could have fought harder when they were kids, been less of a workhorse, more of a dad. But I'm not their doormat anymore. I'm Daniel Callahan now, not Harper. The name feels right, like a fresh coat of paint on a beat-up house. Acadia's waiting, Karen's laughing at my dumb jokes, and 51's gonna be mine. No videos, no guilt trips, just me, a trail and a sky full of stars. Best damn birthday I've had in decades, I bet.